Why whales have been swimming for 50 million years and still haven't evolved gills. Okay, straight to the point. Why don't whales have gills? Because gills are straight up trash compared to lungs. Same volume of water versus air. Air has 30 times more oxygen than water. Lungs are just way more efficient at grabbing oxygen than gills ever could be. So picture this. About 50 million years ago, the ancestors of whales were land mammals who were basically getting their butts handed to them on dry land. They looked over at the ocean and went, you know what? That place looks chill, and nobody over there is really bringing their A game. Those early whales already had lungs, super high efficiency oxygen machines. That gave them a massive advantage. Bigger brains, because more oxygen equals more brain power. Faster swimming. The ability to grow absolutely enormous. Basically, it was like bringing a sports car to a bicycle race. The fish were still pedaling away, and the whales just rolled up and took over the whole ocean. No contest. Even the great white shark, the scary, fast, bloodthirsty king of the fish world, looks like a total joke next to an orca, killer whale. An orca sees a great white and basically goes, cute. Hold my beer. So after 50 million years in the ocean, why still no gills? Because there's literally zero reason to evolve them. Evolution isn't about let's try something new just for fun. It's more like, if your current gear is absolutely crushing it in the current meta, why would you swap it out? Right now, lungs are the legendary god-tier weapon. Gills are like that blue equipment you get in the first dungeon. Why would you downgrade? Whales basically found a game-breaking exploit in Earth Online. They leveled up on the land map and got the OP lung equipment. Then they ported back to the low-level ocean zone and started farming everything in sight. All they had to do was tweak the lungs a little bit so they could handle salt water, hold their breath longer, and exchange oxygen even more efficiently. Take a blue whale, for example. One breath equals about 5,000 liters of air. That's roughly the size of a small hot tub. They extract nearly 90% of the oxygen from that air. Humans? We're lucky to get 10 to 15%. So when a blue whale dives and stays under for 10 minutes, it's basically the equivalent of you holding your breath for 10 seconds. Piece of cake. Every single crazy ability whales have: huge size, warm blood, deep diving, big brains, depends on that supercharged lung system. If you forced them to switch to gills, it'd be like taking an F1 race car and swapping its engine for a lawnmower motor. It wouldn't even be able to leave the garage. And here's the funniest part. Some people wonder, well, why not keep the lungs and add gills? Double breathing, double power. Sounds cool in theory, but in reality it would be a disaster. Because oxygen always flows from high concentration to low concentration. When a whale is at the surface gulping air, its blood becomes loaded with oxygen, way more than the water has. If it then tried to use gills underwater, the oxygen wouldn't go into the blood. It would leak out of the blood into the water. The whale would basically be oxygenating the ocean instead of breathing. Total waste. In nature, you almost never see a creature that's equally good with both lungs and gills. There are a few exceptions, like some lungfish, but they're always lopsided. Either the lungs are weak and the gills do most of the work, or the gills are weak and the lungs are the real MVP. So yeah, whales are basically sitting there with the best possible setup, completely dominating the ocean meta. No need to nerf themselves by going back to gills. They're not evolving gills because, well, why fix what isn't broken? And honestly, I think they're just enjoying the view from the top of the food chain.